Alright, so we're definitely here. So, hello YouTube, Scamp the Wolf here back with a stream, and I'm actually thinking I'll probably be streaming for about an hour, um, maybe two, I don't know, because we have pizza down there, and also cake, obviously, so yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in here. So definitely tell your friends, come over here, and like 1 hour, maybe for an hour. Who knows? So yeah. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is actually a this thing I'm wearing now is actually a not a beanie. I usually wear a beanie just to cool whatever, but this is a gator. I think it's called. This is like a face mask that goes down. I'll demonstrate. Um, you wear it like this, like this. It's one of these, but I usually wear them as like a headband. So, and honestly, I don't know what my beanie is right now, but I will go find it. I took it off, I think, either downstairs or up here somewhere. So I'm just gonna put it back on. Maybe I can take it off soon. But I'm just gonna. Oh, I actually really look goofy, so I'm just gonna take it off. So yeah, we will be doing CD showcasing the CDs and DVDs and stuff, but I'm not gonna be doing unboxings in the this video that I do. Um, I have up there about 7 DVDs and 13 or so, 14-ish DVDs. One of them is actually sealed, so we won't be actually unboxing that one in this video. And I also got a book. I'll show you the book first. As you know, The Bad Guys is kind of the thing of the summer for me. Like, honestly, I've been kind of like obsessed over like what would call me a furry or whatever, but it, I kind of like, even though I do like movies with animals and stuff. Like I'm not, I wouldn't consider myself really a furry or anything. Um, Actually, before we get to this, I'll show you what this is. This is um a fan that you it blows in your face in your face you wear it on your neck and it like blows up in your face. It doesn't work great. Maybe there's something I'm doing a little bit wrong, but it's a cool concept. I'll probably wear it as well. Probably look goofy, but I look better than having my hair like this. And I'm growing my hair out, so hopefully there's people join. I see 0 people coming in, so um, if you guys want to comment, then comment. Comment me something, like wish me happy birthday or something like that. If there is anybody here, or if actually I'll just type it in the chat, and then I'll show you the bad guys related thing that I got. I'll just type. There, it's up in the chat right now, and you can replay the chat. You can like review the chats, see like whatever down below or in the chat. Actually, let me write either down below or in the chat. Chat is open. So yeah. Um, yeah, so anyway, I'll show you this. This is the Bad Guys movie novelization. Um, 8 pages of full color stuff. Like they usually make these books for around when like high profile movies come out, when animated movies especially. I've seen this for other things. I have a Zootopia one back when the Zootopia phase was going on. This was the one they made for the Bad Guys. So um, it basically is just a novelization of the film, like of the script. Like I'm just reading it right now. So yeah, I'm just reading it. Excuse me if I get carried away or whatever. Just- And then I'll show you some of the full color. Actually, I'll probably show you all of them. Yeah, I'll probably just show you like maybe a couple. So this is one of them. I'm sorry if I'm not like doing it all the way, but book. I don't want to like miss. I don't want to like damage the book in any way. So that's like the 5 characters like, in their disguises and stuff. This page here is Governor Diane and Professor Marmalade in it. I'm sorry if this might be spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. Crimson Paw, of course, is Diane Foxington, the character. That scene where they rescue them from the prison or whatever, because it turns out Marmalade was the bad guy, whatever. Then here's this at the end. And it showed the first page or whatever. It says 8 full page. Um, so this is like the first page or whatever. It just introduces them or whatever. It's just basically like they took the script and made a novelization of it. They make these all the time for stuff. Even does the hey you, yeah, whatever thing that like it's like a prologue, and then it goes into like the opening scene or whatever. There's like 16 chapters in this book. So yep, that's the Bad Guys novelization. Um, I didn't want to get another Bad Guys book. Maybe the book series. I don't have as much interest in the book series as I do the movies because I do think like the movies like are better. I don't think I've read the novels, the books series really. Like I think I've seen them a lot before the movie was released, and then when the movie came out, or when the movie was it was announced they were going to make a movie of the bad guys, I was just like, I'll have my eye on this to see if it's really good or not. And then so the first trailer comes out for it, and I'm like, this could be really good. And then I saw it in April, and then it turned out to be pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty good, probably one of the best films of this year, along with the Batman. We'll get to that as soon as possible. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going to be going on for um, what's going to be going on the next couple days. Actually, because as you know, tomorrow I am going to Disneyland. Um, Definitely excited for that. Um, I have decided actually that I'm probably not going to be doing music night or the music talk on the 30th because it would probably be 11 o'clock when I finally do come back from Disneyland. Because like the past two trips that I've had that I've been at Disneyland, um, they've been from like in the morning, like not early in the morning, like 11 ish, 12 ish, to like 9 o'clock at night. And I come home at about 10 or 11 or whatever. And by that point, I'm just really tired and stuff. So I'm probably not going to be doing music night for the Shinedown album or the music listening or the music talk, whatever it is now, um, until um, the second, maybe. Because I probably will still listen to the Shinedown album when I get back from Disneyland. Definitely. And I'll definitely try to go look for the Shinedown album at either Target or Barnes and Noble or anywhere that sells CDs. Um, in fact, one of the pickups I made was at Barnes and Noble. It wasn't the Shinedown, obviously, but it was something else. Um, and yeah, so that's pretty much about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna be going to Disneyland tomorrow for a birthday treat. That pass uh, now. It's pretty cool. Disneyland. I've done. I have a feeling that I'm going to be doing newer rides that I haven't done before. At least not since either since I last went there as a kid or I haven't done yet. I have not done Rise of the Resistance yet. Um, I know that's a little bit surprising, but I just haven't. Or Smugglers Run, or whatever that is. Um, I'm thinking this will be a time to go do it. I just dropped a soda top into the can or whatever. Dropping it. Um, I haven't done the new Splash Mountain yet. I think they have Princess and the Frog characters or whatever um in the new Splash Mountain. Oh, tired. I've been up since 8 in the actually 9 in the morning. Yeah. And there's some stuff in California Adventure that I haven't done. There's that inside that ride. Um, I'm trying to think what else. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a good one. I am having a good one, definitely. It's just not one of the best birthdays ever, but still very good. Anyway, about what I was saying about Disneyland. Um, yeah, I do want to, and California Adventure. Yeah, there's some rides I don't really care about going on. Like, I'm not going to go on, like, It's a Small World, not because the song's annoying, but it's kind of lame to me. It would be kind of lame, even though I know what that ride is supposed to symbolize or whatever. Yeah, I just don't have any interest in going on It's a Small World. I think I went on it when I was younger. I don't have the problem where it gets stuck in my head or anything like that. It's just not very interesting to me, that ride. There's a couple other rides that like fall under that token, even though I'm more likely to go on those rides. And it's a small world, to be honest. Um, I do want to do more Fantasyland rides. I do remember going on all those rides when I was younger, like going on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or whatever, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, all those rides. Um, the Alice in Wonderland ride, the Snow White ride. I forget what else. Dumbo, the teacups. I'm not as crazy about doing the teacups really. But again, it's not because of the obvious things like that I would get dizzy or whatever while doing that ride. It's just because I just don't see any interest in doing it. I probably will do it at some point. If I'm forced to do it, I won't complain really. Like most rides at Disneyland, I won't really complain if I'm forced to do them or whatever. Um, yeah. Another one, Jungle Cruise. I'm not too crazy about going on that. Like, or that ship. I think I went on that ship, that cruise ship, riverboat, whatever you call it. That's I think in Frontierland or something like that. I went on that one when I was like 9 or 8, going on 9. Because we went there in like March 2004. I think was the last time before these recent times I went. Yeah, so it's been a long time. Obviously, there was no. It was still California Adventure was still trying to get better and stuff, and now they have Pixar period stuff, and now they have the Marvel stuff. That's pretty cool. The Tower of Terror is now Mission Breakout, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is an awesome ride. Definitely check that out. And I'll probably be going on it again here pretty soon. And I'll probably be going on Space Mountain again. I don't know, like the first time I went on like Soarin' or whatever. Um, I probably won't go on that ride again for a while. Maybe in the future, but not like immediately. Um, Another one, I probably won't go on Web Slingers again. Yeah, it's fun. Um, it's definitely a fun ride. I would probably not like pick a flight or anything if I was forced to go on Web Slingers again or Midway Mania or Astro Blasters again, which I think out of the three rides that are like that is the weakest. But Web Slingers, like the last time I was on Web Slingers, which was the second time, um, it was like breaking down. There was a lot of malfunctions that were going on that day as far as the ride is concerned. I don't know what the problem was. It was just like we had to wait a while for the cars, and then when it was our turn to go on, like it was like first of all, before we even like went on the ride, like we had 4 people in our party. Like that's the people who live here in our house. Um, 2 of them left, leaving me and the other person. Um, because they had other things to do, and so like it was just me and the other person, so they didn't go on the ride. We made reservations for Web Slingers like at like 1 p.m. or something like that, or like 12:40, 1:40, somewhere around there. The day we went, June 7th was the day, and the ride was having difficulties and stuff, so we just said screw it, let's just go to Disneyland, do Astro Blasters or whatever. And so that is what we did. We did some Mater ride with. I don't remember what that was called. Like the first ones we did were like that Mater thing, where it was like the tractors from that movie are just spinning around, which is kind of fun in its own right. And then Astro Blasters. I think I should. Did I put Astro Blasters in last place on the ranked list? I think I might have. Either that or it was the Mater thing. That's like you spin around on the tractors or whatever, because like all the rides are good on that. Um, But you know, all the rides that went on that day were good. But I don't know. I just don't know if I put the Mater thing when I did the ranked video. I don't know where I put the Mater thing. I don't remember. I know that it was the bottom two because I wasn't nearly as thrilled about the ride as I was something like Space Mountain or the Mission Breakout. I wasn't as enthusiastic about that ride, but I did like it. It's a nice, fun, simple little ride. You know, kind of like the story rides. Only it's like you just spin around. Um, Story rides are probably good. I think I probably only went on a couple of them. I think I like out of the ones I like the Pirates of the Caribbean in that category the best, probably because it's like you go around looking at interesting stuff. Another ride in on the subject of cars. I do need to do Radiator Springs Racers once at some point when I start going to Disneyland more. Um, I heard that was a lot of fun. I did go on it. I've been in the Cars Land. It's cool. I think I've been everywhere in California Adventure and all the lands, but I just have not been on the Radiator Springs Racers. And also, you got to remember the wait times um, for the rides are like super long. Um, uh, yeah, like we the first ride that I went on the first time was the Midway Mania. That was like I don't know an hour or something like that. It's probably an hour. The Pirates line was ridiculous, like because it was like, oh, this is the one. There was a dude with like a flag or something, like saying, "Oh, this is the line right here," like in the middle of like the walkway or whatever near Pirates, and we're just like, okay, I guess we'll follow him, and then like we follow him and stuff, and then like it was kind of confusing. It was kind of like that the second time we were at Mission Breakout. Um, uh, because it was like people didn't know if it was the express, the lightning lane, or if it was the regular line that like they were in. Like we were just confused, and we literally had to go back at the end of the line, which it wasn't that long of a line. It was not like a 2 hour wait or anything like that. It was, you know, it was a little bit more reasonable than a lot of the lines that I actually went on the second time were a bit more reasonable, even if some of them were 20, 30 minutes. Um, the fun wheel wasn't even that bad of a line, but most of the lines I did go on were lightning lane because I have issues and stuff like that. Like I am on a disability, even though I don't think autism is a disability really. Like there's the built-in things about it, but it's not a disability. It's just that some people on the spectrum don't like waiting in long lines. That's basically the thing. Like because they get nervous or something gets overstimulating or whatever. Like there's a lot of kids at Disneyland. For one example, like I don't like screaming kids. So if you're waiting in a line for like an hour with screaming kids, it could get a little bit nerve wracking. Totally. Like that's totally understandable. Like so like they have this program. I don't remember what it's called for people who like are disabled technically. I'm not saying like if you're actually like this like if you actually have like a disability that's like, because autism does fall under the disability range, but I just personally don't think of it as a disability. Like it's a different method of like thinking how the brain is wired and stuff like that. That's what autism basically is. Like the different, like you see more details and things and stuff, and like things overstimulate you. Like your brain like notices things more. Like for example, like there's words and stuff I don't like on things, so that might like I get the thing in the back of my neck. That's like oh shit or something like that. But yeah, so they have for people who are like under a disability or something like that. Like they have like if you can't wait very long, they have lightning lane access for like those people. And that's what we did for a couple of those rides. Yeah, you used to get the fast pass at Disneyland and Disney World because you're blind. Yeah, I know you're blind. Like they definitely do make accommodations for people who are blind. I'm not blind, but um, everybody's different. It's just you have to like, and normal people they can wait in the line. Actually, my dad was super disabled. He had like diabetes and was on a stroke and could like his health was kind of deteriorating. And so I remember like we were going on rides like crazy at Disneyland. Like I've only been to Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World in Florida. Um, yeah, but like we did go on a ton of rides because my dad was on a scooter and stuff. Like he had like a stroke like a couple months before. Yeah, you're visually impaired. I know about that. I've seen your videos. Um, you're right about that. So anyway, um, yeah, my like it wasn't like awful like when I was like 6 or whatever. But, like when it like 8 years old, like whatever. Like he had a stroke. Whatever. He's had problems like with diabetes and stuff like that, and heart attack is what he passed away from. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, and I did read the comment about Universal Studios that you had two rides in a row malfunction there. I've never been to Universal Studios. Our Universal Studios out here in our state is Hollywood, the one out in Hollywood. So I think my sister has been to Universal Studios. My brother's been to Knott's. He went there on a field trip and he was like 8 or something. We'd never done Six Flags before. Out of the theme parks, out of the big theme parks or whatever. I've done Legoland before. That was like in '07 or something. That was pretty fun from what I remember of it. And of course, there's always like the fair and stuff like that. If your town has a fair, then that's always fun. Actually, we used to live out like right near the OC Fairgrounds, out in the Costa Mesa Newport Beach area. We lived right near. Um, no, I haven't been to Cedar Point. Um, Top Thrill Dragster. That's probably a good roller coaster. Um, there's all kinds of theme parks, all kinds of local theme parks or whatever that everybody goes to or whatever. I just like I think I've been to Disneyland and California Adventure probably the most, especially now since I've been going more. Um, because there was like a 19-year gap, 18-year gap actually in between the last time I went. I did go to downtown Disney the year before to like shop around and stuff with my family, but I didn't go into Disneyland. I did technically go into California Adventure, but this was during like the early like they weren't allowing anybody on rides or stuff. If you wanted to shop, like you could just um, go in. Like this was like during it. Like we walked past the Monsters Inc. ride, which I don't really care about going on, and so yeah, it's just um, yeah, it was closed, and then other stuff. It was all just shops that were open. Like this was like in March of 2021, and we were visiting. We were gonna go visit my grandpa, who ended up passing away a month later. That was sad, obviously. And we were celebrating, like I don't know, like we were celebrating like the anniversary of Dad's passing. I mean, that sounds weird, but it's a very significant date to me, like and my family. So whatever, we just celebrate his life on that day. So that day we just decided to go to downtown Disney and shop. And your brother is a roller coaster enthusiast. So that's cool. You've been all over the country. Like I wish I could actually get out of California. Let me tell you. Like I've only been in California the entire 27 years that I've been on this earth. Like I've only ever been right here in this state. I've not been to Arizona, Nevada actually, Colorado, Minnesota. I've never been anywhere. I've never been to New York, Texas, or any of that. Florida, anything. I just stayed right here. I wish I could just, I wish I could travel, but one, the gas is too much. That's a problem. And two, like, I don't know. I don't know what number two would be. Just whatever. Like, I've just not been around the country very much. Like, I know my brother and my sister have actually like made a little bit of a detour to Nevada because I know my dad used to go fishing and stuff out in Bishop, like the Mammoth area around there. Um, and they drove a little bit in Nevada. I don't know if they did anything in Nevada, but it was probably just near the border. But they ended up there at some point, and I'm kind of jealous about that because I kind of do want to travel to another state. I would sometimes stay home on those days. Um, I would just like I would just me and my mom would go to movies, like we'd go do stuff. I went a couple times, but we just didn't go like as much. One, I'm not huge on fishing, and like my dad was, so he'd go to Bishop every year, go look for the fishing sites or whatever. I don't know, I've just never been huge on it. I'm just gonna set this book right here. Um, yeah, I wish I could go to another state. We've been talking about going to like um because I have family out in Texas. I don't think it's in the area where you're from, Kyle Keith, but like I think they're in Dallas, in the Dallas area. That's all I'm gonna say. They're from. I have family out in Washington, Idaho, and Texas, and we've been talking about visiting our family, but airplane tickets or whatever. Like, actually, if I think about it, if you did an airplane ride, it would actually be cheaper because of the whole gas situation. That's another story for another day. Another story that I'm probably not going to tell on this channel. But like, I do want to go to those states at some point. Um, and I have like Dallas and in the San Antonio area, there where my relative, my aunt, and her family, and like her daughter lives out in San Antonio area. I'm I'm guessing. So yeah, I know you have maybe. I don't know if I could come down. I don't know. We could do a video together. I don't know about that. So, but I do want to. One thing on my bucket list certainly is to actually travel around the world, go to other places. I don't know about overseas, but like just like other towns or whatever. I do need more water. That will be later. Another thing, we've been talking about this traveling thing and all that stuff enough. Um, I'll probably tell you about that. As I do want to show you what I got up here now because it's getting a little bit. We've been doing this for 36 minutes. That's unbelievable. Aside from all that Disneyland and travel talk and stuff, because I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow. I do have. Let's just. I'm gonna go here and bring these down. Everything that I have here down. So we're gonna. I'm just gonna show them to you. I'm not gonna like unbox them. Or the ones that are sealed. I'm not gonna unbox them. Every DVD that I have here is sealed. So we're gonna actually do the unsealing part. Maybe later, like at midnight or something like that. You can probably watch that video. Anybody who's watching, the only person that's watching I know is Kyle Keith. Um, he could watch that video on his own time or whatever. But we're just gonna take a look at what I got for my birthday. So anyway, um, we were talking about the bad guys earlier. I got that bad guys book. Um, this is the bad guys on DVD here, and this will be one of the things I unbox later. And because it's really bright, I'm gonna try to angle it so you can see the spine better. This is a slipcover. I do want to get the Target deluxe Blu-ray for this. Um, and now here's what it looks like without the slipcover on it. So yeah, very good. Bad guys, check it out. Great movie. Next up, the Batman. Another one of the best movies of the year. Totally worth it. Nearly 3 hours long. Very good. So yeah, the Batman. Next up is a film from last year, Matrix. The Matrix Resurrections. Have all the Matrix films now. So yeah, that's the Matrix Resurrections. Then we got No Time to Die. This is the 2 disc collector's edition. Another very good film from last year. Probably one of the top 5 of last year. Definitely good. Then we got here Sing 2. Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and this is probably the best Illumination movie. I know I'm not huge on Illumination, but this franchise is not even that bad, in my opinion. It's actually not that bad. It's somewhat fun. I don't think I would put Sing 2 in the top 5 best, but I like it. Definitely like it. And here's it without the slipcover or whatever. Scene 2 is definitely worth watching. Um, Scene 2. Next up, we have your Spider-Man: No Way Home, another one of the best movies of last year. Probably my third favorite. This is definitely one of the better Marvel MCU movies of the past of the 2020s. It is. Um, because I thought Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness was just okay. Uh, like it's in between good and okay. Black Widow was mediocre. Shang-Chi was good, but not great. Eternals was just mediocre. This one, though, is great. Definitely watch this. You probably already have, but it doesn't matter. Just watch it. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Definitely good. And then the last one. Two of these I actually purchased. I didn't get them as gifts. I actually purchased them. The Matrix was the other one that I um, actually purchased afterwards, and this one right here I purchased as well. This is Turning Red, the new Pixar. Um, I do have a lot. Usually Pixar, their newer films I don't usually collect, but Turning Red is pretty good. Definitely pretty good. So I figured I had an obligation to pick this up. Turning Red. Definitely recommend this film. This is probably another one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. We haven't had as many great films though as I thought. Speaking a little bit about 2022's films, um, Bad Guys, Batman, Turning Red. Those three films were definitely really good. Really enjoyed them. Turning Red probably less than the Bad Guys and the Batman. Um, but Turning Red, I'd still give it 8 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10, I think, on there. At least that's my score for it now. Um, the other films I saw, Doctor Strange, Chip and Dale, and the Jurassic World, um, they were just like either range from okay to just decent. Doctor Strange, I would say, is decent. Chip and Dale, I would say, is decent as well, even though I have some major issues with it. Um, Mainly just the story is so thin in that movie. But I like the idea. Though. I do like the idea of it. I just think the story's a little thin. And then Jurassic World Dominion. Um, I'm actually I was a little bit too enthusiastic, even though I wasn't as much. But I still don't think it's that bad of a movie as everyone is saying it is. I think Fallen Kingdom was a lot worse, but Dominion is nothing special really. It's fun if you want to see dinosaurs or whatever. Hello, Zach D. Productions. Welcome. Happy birthday. Thank you. Um, yeah, Jurassic World Dominion is just probably. I think I would have to say Jurassic World Dominion is probably my least favorite movie of this year. Even though it's not as bad as Fallen Kingdom, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think it's probably the weakest film of this year. But like, and what everyone's saying about it is probably true, but I don't really hate it. If you know what I think the acting was good and some special effects were good, and then that was really the thing that made me like it a bit more. And that was true in Fallen Kingdom as well. Um, but I just think it was stupider. The movie was stupider, personally, than Dominion. Jurassic World, the first one, was pretty solid. But it's weird. The second one, yeah, it does look all right. You'll probably think it would be all right. Zach D Productions. So, yeah, anyway, if Zach D, if you missed it. These are the films that I got here. Um, the Bad Guys, The Batman, Matrix Resurrections, No Time to Die, Sing 2, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Turning Red. Those are the films that I got. And I know you had Spider-Man, No Way Home. So that's cool. And I think you have the Batman too, if I'm not mistaken. I did. I think I saw that collection video when you showed it off. So yeah. Anyway, um, I think we'll get into the CDs now. Um, and there's one sealed. I'm not gonna like unseal it or whatever. So this is not sealed. This is a band name OAR. All sides. Yeah, you'll be doing a DVD collection update sometime soon. Yeah, I'm trying to like. Problem with doing this at 5 o'clock in the summertime is that the window reflects sunlight, and so you can't see the spy very well. So yeah, that's the best I can probably do about it. Yeah. Now it's OAR with their album All Sides. I have to check if the disc is in great condition. A couple scratches, but you know what? It's fine. All Sides by OAR. This is the sealed one. That's one I did get at Barnes and Noble. Hailstorm Back from the Dead. Not a great album, but not terrible either. Um, Worthy of being picked up, especially if you are huge on Hailstorm. And I will unbox this later tonight. I'm kind of lazy. So yeah, that's Hailstorm Back from the Dead. I'll show that to you again. Weird album cover, but I do like the red in the album cover, so this is actually a new band. I did get a couple of like bands I've never gotten CDs from in this. There's a couple that um, I did. I do have CDs from, and there's some that I don't. So this one is Super Tramp. Um, this album, Brother Where You Bow. Brother Where You Bow. This one. I think Zach, you probably would like this. I think they are like early progressive rock in the 70s, 80s stuff. So I'm probably going to see a comment on the chat saying, "Oh yeah, I love prog rock." Definitely. Darn it! Freaking, it's a white slim case too. Maybe when I do the collection update, yeah, you have heard of them, definitely. I like to show the spine. It's like the sun. Just freaking be dark for once so I can show the spine better. Alright. Yeah, you've heard of Super Tramp. Definitely. They had a 398 wall when I went into Spindle, so Super Tramp. Brother, where you're bound. Brother, where you bound. And then for more Super Tramp, Crisis. What Crisis? No, this was a 70s album. I think I'm just gonna show that album cover. For the Super Tramp, Brother, Where You Bound? Yeah, that. Funny story. I did actually see a Genesis live album at Spindle, and I was going to pick it up because it was in the 298 section there. Um, but I don't know, I just don't really like to just overspend. So, but at the same time, I do like getting a big haul. So, you know, whatever. Yeah, Super Tramp, Crisis. What Crisis? Yeah, this one is. I showed this one in the previous video, so yeah, when I got like I did a 99 cent. Like they have like I like this song "Take the Long Way Home" from Super Tramp. Yeah. Um, if you saw the one or the 99 cent like grab bag or whatever, I get allowance and stuff. I'll probably answer that question in full later. But I usually get $100 on my birthday, so this is one of the albums that was in there. Gothard, or Got Hard, whatever it is. Dial Hard. It's one. So I have 3 people on the stream. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what it looks like. This band, this is the only 298 album that I got. This band named Seahorses. The Seahorses Do It Yourself. Also, this webcam is the greatest, but whatever. What's a promotional copy? I didn't know that. They always have promotional copies everywhere. And Seahorses, I don't think I've ever heard of this, so whatever. They might be alternative rock. I'm assuming they are. We could fact check that real quick. Um, and for bands that actually this is in backwards. I don't know if it can be here. It could be. Um, this is Aerosmith done with mirrors. Zach D and Kyle Keith, both of you. I think you guys are probably familiar. Obviously, you are familiar with Aerosmith. Um, yeah, this is the right one. Aerosmith done with mirrors. Um, yeah, you said done with mirrors. It was an underrated album. Yeah. Sorry about the sunlight again. It's like when it's 5:47 out here in my room, and my room faces where the sunset happens. Whatever. Like, okay, that's cool. Those are your 2 favorite albums from Aerosmith. Aerosmith. You said Aerosmith Rocks is your favorite. Um, and yeah, probably. Yeah, Aerosmith done with mirrors. I don't have any idea what this is. This was also in that 99 cent thing. Dub Syndicate. Now I'm gonna have to put them back here because the sunlight's getting really bad. One way system. Actually, let me see if I can move the camera a little bit. Actually, it might make it worse. Actually, you know what? I think I might have to move. Before we go any further, I think I might have to like switch a little bit. Switch positions. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this thing around a little bit. Maybe that will help. Let me test this out real quick, and we'll see more of the Dub Syndicate. Actually, that made it a little bit worse. Shit. Looks like. Looks worse. Yeah, it does. I don't have a good webcam. Yeah, it doesn't pick up well. You know what? Just whatever. Just this is Dub Syndicate. Whatever. I have no idea what this is. I probably won't even. Man, I should stop doing streams at like 5, whatever. Is that good? You see that? Sonic or Dub Syndicate. Sonic Syndicate is something completely different. I don't know. Isn't that a death metal band? Sonic Syndicate, melodic death metal or something? What let's hold up. Let's wait until the sun gets um, out of view, and then we can continue on with what we're doing. And I'll probably look really hideous right now. So, Sonic Syndicate. Yeah, I think it is a death metal band. I got Dub Syndicate. They're a Swedish metalcore band, kind of similar to In Flames and Soil working. But I just said so. Uh, I do have. I do stream from my phone. Problem is, if I do it from my phone, then either it gets too hot or the battery goes out or something like that. I just prefer doing it here because it's easier, it's more chill. But I'm glad you agree that it doesn't look great. I wish it looked better. This is all I have right now. Like I don't have great lighting. I wish I had better lighting. I wish I had curtains that I could actually like hang up because that curtain that's like in the background over there, like I tried putting it up and it wouldn't work. So just one day I will get curtains. That's why I only do streams at night. And another, I know you said something else about I save up money. And I try to buy a bulk. So yeah, and some stuff I collect for archival reasons. Like I archive stuff, like even if it's like something that's not great or whatever. So there's that. Um, there's about 6 albums left in here. It looks like there's like this white light just emanating off of my chest now. That's cool. Yeah, I make a lot more money now than I did last year. Yeah, I saw you work at somewhere. You said before you worked at Goodwill. I would not want to work at Goodwill, to be honest with you. Like I did do volunteer work at several thrift stores. I don't know if it was at a Goodwill or not, but I did. Angel View was out here. Um, Goodwill's terrible. So I'm right. It's probably not a good place to work. But yeah, I worked at Angel View, which is a company out here. Uh, yeah, I saw you worked at a paint and supply store on Facebook. Um, yeah. Anyway, about my thrift store experience. I worked at a couple of places. I think I might have worked at so I think it might have been just Angel View. I did not work at Savers, although I think we went to Savers once when I was in that volunteer program. Not to like work or anything, but like they just brought us there because she wanted to look for something, and I ended up getting a tape or something that day. Everyone said we go to like this place called Max Pizza with arcades and stuff. A pizza, very good place, but it sucks that it's no longer around us. The Angel View location that I worked at was not even. You don't know jack about paint though. Only applied because I needed to find a new job. Well, luckily for me, like I'm with Easter Seals program. Um, I feel bad saying too much about them, but like they help people like me who are on the spectrum find jobs, and so it's like I want to work at like a movie theater or like a graphic design place or something like that. For example, they help you find a job in that field. They see what your interests are, and like um, they take you to locations like where you can work, where like where you're they that are applicable to your skills or whatever. Like whatever skill set you have. Like if you're good at like collecting or whatever, or like organizing something, they help you find like a job like that. Yeah, you've applied for movie theater before. I'm definitely gonna try to apply for Regal. Um, um, yeah, so that's what Easter Seals does, and I'm also going to be doing. I'll probably say this right now since we have time. Um, I'm going to be doing something called the Media Lab in maybe a couple weeks, which is like a school for people who they look for people who are on the spectrum, just like Easter Seals, and they teach them a lot of like skills and about filmmaking or whatever, or like content making or like I'll I'll tell y'all, like I'm an artist and stuff like that. You've probably seen my artwork ever so now and then. Like I'm not like a movie maker, but like I do something behind the scenes. I've done voice work before because I have these little tunes that I make. Obviously, a lot of you probably know that. Um, um, this is my microphone right here that I use to like make tunes and stuff. Yeah, obviously, you have seen some of my art. Pretty cool. Definitely very cool. Um, yeah. The funny thing about art is everybody thinks you're good. Like sometimes you think, oh, this is not up to my standard. Everybody just goes shocked and all like, wow, that's amazing. I'm just sitting there like, well, it's not one of my best. But anyway, um, yeah, about the media lab, like they give you a project, like say it's like a trailer that's like of something, or it's like a Bill Nye kind of thing, or something, or whatever, or a commercial, like prototype or something like that. They send you the project. They tell you what they want from it, and so like you just have to find a way to like make it work or something. I would probably have to tell you more about this um in the future, but I am excited to go there. It's gonna be online, so I am gonna be here for stuff like I can like kind of like balance in between like working on whatever the media lab has me do or and my artwork here because I am very passionate about my artwork. Like that's what I'm doing about 90% of the time is sitting here drawing and stuff, like trying to work on stuff and like because I'm super passionate about that. Like and I've told the person at Easter Seals like I'm interested in graphic design. Scamp has a real staring problem. Rude. What? Whatever. Like, staring problem. Like, I don't get it. But, behind you? What? Oh, this thing. Oh, this. I got this, a couple years ago as a gift. I've seen it before. Little thing, whatever. But, anyway, yeah, that's just what they have you do. So, yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, the sun's still being annoying, so I think I'm gonna have to wait. Actually, I might actually get some water or something like that. Some more water, and then when I end the stream, I'll probably get some pizza or something. Because there's still pizza down there. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water, and then we'll talk some more about stuff. All right, I'm back. Okay. Um, what's your favorite album of the year so far? I think I'll probably just. Um, that's an interesting. That's a fun question because like I have a permanent answer um, for that. All right, I'm starting to pick this up. My number one contender right now is this one, "Heroin" by "Heroin" by the band Thornhill. Um, Definitely a great album. There's a lot of Deftones influence here. I don't know if you would like this Zach as much because it is a newer band. You have a track record of not really caring as much about new bands, but um, yeah, this is definitely one of the best, if not the best of the year. There's probably going to be something else that's really good that comes out this year. Um, there are some contenders for albums as well, like Rollo Tomasi, Northlane, um, Mood Ring had a really great album this year. Um, yeah, you might check it out. Definitely give it a chance. I mean, you gave Spirit Box a chance, even though you didn't like it. It didn't work for you. It's still worth it to give it a chance, even though it's like, it's not my cup of tea. Like that's cool. Like you like a lot of cool music that's like stood the test of time. Like so, yeah. Like bands like Rush and like Led Zeppelin and like Iron Maiden, Metallica. Um, uh, those bands have lasted the test of time, and that's why they're relevant still. Yeah, the new Voivod album and the new Korn album are some favorites of mine this year. Some of your favorites. The new Korn album, I don't think it was as good as the Nothing. Still pretty good though. I think their self-titled and Untouchables probably are the best. And I really did like the Nothing. I really did enjoy that quite a bit. Korn is one of those bands I'm just like not. I'm a fan of like more casually. So, like I have all their albums, but like I'm just more casually into them. Like yeah, the Nothing is definitely better. I did not check the Voivod album out. Yeah. Um, I know about the album Nothing Face. Oddly enough, there is a band named Nothing Face. Like that was like a new metal band. Um, I don't know if they got the name from Voivod or whatever, but like I know that Voivod is one of those like progressive thrash metal bands. I think I just really haven't had enough time to check them out. Really, yeah, I'm not gonna lose my mind over Korn. Like if somebody else does, it's great. Definitely, there's bands that I don't really lose my mind over bands. Not even like Deftones or like Chevelle. I just like, but and you know, in that case, it makes me even more passionate about them because I'm not like fanboying over them or anything. Like or like Deftones, Chevelle, Northlane. Like even though I do like newer bands, like I'm listening to newer bands pretty much more than older bands. Like I'm not like one of those that's like disrespectful towards the older generation because they definitely paved the way for a lot of great music. Like in my opinion, like, Demon Hunter, you still fanboying over a little bit. I don't really fanboy over Demon Hunter. Like like Demon Hunter's always been one of those bands for me. That's been I've liked Demon Hunter a lot. Like when I was in my Christian rock phase, like I found out about Demon Hunter. The World Is Four was my first album from them. Bought back in 2010. Um, like I was big on them at first, and then like kind of dwindled a little bit. And then I remember Extremist coming out. I was like, I liked the song "The Last One Alive" a lot because I thought it sounded a little bit different for them. I thought it had a good hook, all that stuff. And then um, I was like super enthusiastic about them at that point, and then Outlive came out like 2016. I heard it was going to come out. Obviously, like a lot of the fanboys, or not fanboys, but huge fans of the band at the time were like super like because they like announced that like 6 months or so beforehand. Like there was this stuff like about Outlive that was like in July or something. Like, they were working on stuff, and then they announced like this whatever GoFundMe campaign, whatever that was. I didn't get the GoFundMe like in like 2016 and stuff. Like, and I was just like whatever. Like I was just like excited for it. Like I was hoping it would probably be as good as Extremist, even though like Extremist I think is the best. But um, yeah, Outlive was a disappointment. Definitely, like a lot of people didn't want to really deny it to themselves. Like, hey, if you remember the RHK Middlehead, like I was kind of like on his side a little bit when that came out because like I was like when Half Is Dead came out, like why is this so bad? Like why is like this is not good. Like Died on My Sleep really aged poorly for me. Like I'm sorry, it's not really that good of a song in my opinion. Like Cold Winter Sun isn't even that good of a song to be honest. Like it's okay, it's just whatever. Died on My Sleep. Like I was just like, this is I don't care for this. And then I saw his review. I'm like, yep, I agree with this definitely. And then like I at the time I was just like, yeah, it's okay. It's not like I did like yeah, he did used to be a good friend of yours. Yeah, like, I watched his videos like and stuff because he was the whole Demon Hunter guy before Zach D was the Demon Hunter guy. Let's be honest. Um, and then Outlive came out. It was just a mess. Like, a lot, and yes, you are right. A lot of people didn't want to admit it at the time. Like even you who loved it at the time of release because like, and then it was just like yeah, everybody just said, yeah, this is not very good. And then the War and Peace albums, of course. Um, I was just like, oh, they're making two albums. Hopefully, they'll be better than Outlive. War was boring. I'm gonna say that. There's some songs that are like okay on it. The negative is okay at best. Um, and then War is just so boring. It's just so samey for the band. It's so one dimensional. Cut to Fit is not a good opener. It just feels like it should be track three on an album, not track one. And then on my side, Age Like Milk, because the riff is so like the mixing is terrible on it and stuff. Like a lot of people say they love Lesser Gods or whatever. I think Lesser Gods is so nothing, just nothing, just like yeah. And then the Peace album, I don't even think that aged well either, um, because again, it's just like it's like there's way better stuff out there than even in the band's own discography. Let me tell you, like I'm not like in love with the song "Accuse Myself." I think it's like okay. I liked "When the Devil Come" off of that album a lot. Like yeah, Two Ways is definitely like you said. Two Ways was bad. I agree. Two Ways. Like I barely even remember that song. Like other than it had the same lyrics that every Demon Hunter song has. I think like loneliness, obviously is a fan favorite. Obviously, um, but yeah, I don't even revisit War and Peace that much. If I'm gonna listen to Demon Hunter, it's usually world like the World is a Thorn stuff, or like like early days of them or whatever. Like Two Way that my life, I did kind of think that my life was like fine, but like it's just nothing really. Like I thought, I don't know about the breakdown. It's just like forget the breakdown. I think the whole song is just like there's better stuff out there. I don't think the mixing is even that great on his Zeus. I'm glad Jeremiah Scott is handling all the production duties on um, Exile because the mixing wasn't even that bad of an issue on Freedom is Dead. I think it was mixed fine. It kind of had a little bit of like a J.R. McNeely. He was the guy who did Summer of Darkness and the self-titled. You could you didn't really tell it. You could tell it was him on Summer of Darkness because it had that sound, that they had. Um, Summer of Darkness, like it kind of sounded like a little bit of that, a little bit not like because of course it's its own different thing, of course, because of course Exile is going to be a concept art. You said cinematic, probably, um, and the lyrical content is a step up. Like I think I'm not like in love with it. I do think it is like memorable, somewhat. Like I like they're doing different stuff. Like and that's like I think they heard what people like us who like Demon Hunter. Um, Even me who's more casually into Demon Hunter, not like super like big fan of Demon, like the biggest Demon Hunter fan or whatever. Like I'm just casually into them. Like I like their stuff. I think they're unique stuff. Like I like that they're go. They're. I bet you this album's probably gonna go in a. This album will probably definitely be better than the three albums they put in between. Even the Songs of Death and Resurrection album. To be honest, like the funny thing is, like you say, like they're aware of it. I don't know. I don't know if they're aware of it, but I think like they could be aware of the fans because like they've been commenting on fans' videos. I mean, for one, Songs of Death and Resurrection, I barely return to at all. That's probably because you've heard the songs before on other albums. Same with the Aurora thing from Breaking Benjamin. Um, yeah, those albums I don't think were meant to be listened to like so much that you get sick and tired of them. Like they're just like acoustic stuff that like you listen to, like I like that, and then you're done. Basically, that's kind of my experience with both of those albums. So I don't think Songs of Death and Resurrection really counts as far as like the downhill slide that Demon Hunter went on or whatever. Of course, you think Dead Flowers is one of your most played tracks. You love Dead Flowers. I love that song. Praise the Void, though, understandable because that's a new track. Like, I don't even think. I like Demon Hunter's heavier side personally. Um, they can write good ballads, definitely. When they do write ballads, they, as at least with their first seven albums, they've been good. They've been solid. Like and like Dead Flowers is a good song. I don't love it. I do enjoy it though. Like, but yeah, Praise the Void. I would have to hear the full version of the song though. That's gonna be on Exile. It's coming out. They might release it as a single. Who knows? Yeah, you probably haven't returned to Aurora since 2020. Me neither. To be honest, I don't really return to Breaking Benjamin that much recently. Like, other than like maybe stuff from Saturate. And when I'm like watching my old vocal covers that I used to do, I would sit like at my computer, like just like thinking I'm like the best singer in the world or whatever. And then when I watch them now in 2021, I'm like, this is not good. And like I covered away by Breaking Vision. And on my comments, there was like a guy who's like, "Wow, this guy's great," and I'm listening to it. I'm like, I wasn't like really. I wasn't even that great. Like I was just, I sounded really crazy back then. Like, and the camera was really not very good either. The camera quality wasn't even that good on that video. Any of the videos I did, like any of those vocal covers I did back. Um, yeah, you're hoping "Praise the Void" is a single. I'm not hoping it's a single like you are. Um, it would probably go in that direction, but I'm kind of flexible. I'm kind of like it'll be solid either way. If it's not a single, yeah, this will be on the album. So on September 9th or whatever. Yeah, Exile, like it's definitely it's definitely an anticipated album for sure because like they have a lot to really look up to and a lot of there's people that have definitely liked War and Peace like and Outlive even like I'm not going to take that away from anybody who really loves those three albums like but like yeah the new Megadeth like I was going to listen to that song um, whatever that song was called I don't know it's you are whatever some I don't remember you are dead or something I don't know but we'll be back that's the song it was something like I didn't hear that song yet I'm honestly like same with Korn and Demon Hunter I'm more casual into Megadeth like I'm not like the biggest Megadeth fanboy or whatever like you know I'll listen to this stuff it's good like even if I listen to stuff like Risk or Super Collider I'd be like this is solid I'm not usually like really demanding when it comes to Megadeth like they are probably one of the bands that like does thrash metal pretty well. I think like in the same way that Iron Maiden probably does thrash metal well. Like I would be flexible with anything from like Megadeth, Iron Maiden, because like it's just good like classic rock metal, whatever you want to say. Like even the stuff with different vocalists and stuff like that, stuff like that. Like in Megadeth, of course, have had a revolving door of members. Of course, everybody knows about the um, David Ellefson, I remember his name. They got like fired because of some controversy. But they've had members come out and in for like their entire existence. Like Megadeth's entire existence is because they wanted to one up Metallica. Like because Dave Mustaine was in Metallica, it's like, oh yeah, we'll show them we can thrash way better. Like, and that was like that's stuff of legends right there. Like you probably listen to you probably should listen to Megadeth more than you actually do. Like, yeah, that could go with me and older music. Like I should listen to it more, but like, yeah, I just been so accustomed to like, like there's so much coming out, you know, that like it's hard sometimes. It is really hard to like go back and listen to like a whole discography of a band. Yeah, they are a great band. Definitely innovative. When I've heard Rust in Peace before, yeah, that's been great. Like that and like their older stuff. That comes out September 2nd, if I'm correct. Like almost a year um, after Iron Maiden. Originally, it was supposed to come out on July 8th, but I was like, why is this not coming out? And then that We'll Be Back song came out. Um, I have to check it. It's either September 2nd or 23rd. And I will go over what's coming out on the release radar, or like the what's coming out pretty soon. I know Soulfly comes out with an album like in the community. That's pretty. Are you into Testament at all? I did see some Testament when I went there. Like I did listen to that Titans of Creation album. Like I saw it at Barnes and Noble when I was there. I'm not super into thrash metal though. That's the problem. So I just listened to it. I'm like, this is good musicianship. Like it's just like I'm one of those guys. It's just like one. It just sounds like a little bit similar to my taste. Like even though it was definitely the older stuff was definitely pivotal for the development of many different genres, like a lot of like new metal and like really fake thrash metal, a lot of death core metalcore can really be like owe their gratitude to every one of those thrash metal bands that was like in the 80s. I just think like it's just not my style, but I like it. I definitely do like it. So don't. I'm definitely not one of those like attack people or whatever. Like I don't even think the scene style is like even as relevant as people think it, because it's like yeah, it's like emo-ish, but it's not like scene. Like you don't see like those crazy hairstyles anymore. At least not a lot. Like I'm not one of those people. I'm just like someone who likes the history of music and like collects accordingly to that. So yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Megadeth is coming out September 2nd via Universal. Who selects the Warped Tour bands? Doesn't think those people didn't think those people exist anymore. Well, um, I think Linkin Park was on Warped Tour once. I think for like one day or something. Come to think of it, Warped Tour. Um, yeah, a lot of those bands just make the same stuff. But I'm not like again, I'm not super into that kind of like Warped Tour thing either. Like, there's like a couple bands in there like that are probably like really good. Like I think of Mice and Men was in there. I do like of Mice and Men. Echo was kind of a disappointment, but I do like of Mice and Men. The Five was a good album. The Storm Force was good. Um, yeah, we came as Romans. Yeah, you did that video recently about. Yeah, they've done good stuff. You know, like even though their self-titled is written hasn't aged particularly well. There's still some stuff on it that I like. I'm not crazy about like the metalcore stuff as much in that. Kyle Keith, the only band I know really from World Tour is Family Force Five, only because I like them a little bit. Yeah, Family Force Five was definitely among them. Like they kind of crossed genres a little bit. They were one of those bands. Um, um, yeah, because I remember them back when I was in Christian rock, and I know this might like I'm not huge on Family Force Five to be honest. Like Face Down is a good song. I'm just not huge on anything else really from Family Force Five. I'm really sorry about that, but it's true. Um, and to Zach D, the first three albums are the only ones from We Came as Roman that I would say are remotely worth checking out. Um, yeah, um, but I do like the self-titled though, like because I do think The World I Used to Know was a good song, and Who Will Pray I think, and there's some stuff on there that I do like because it's just I guess it's kind of guilty pleasure-ish because it's all radio friendly or whatever. But And I do agree on the video you posted about We Came as Romans. Kyle Pavone was a better singer. I do think that, like, as I listen to the thing, not that the Dave guy is like really bad, but like, yeah. The last one they made, Coldest War, I did not care about that much. It's so generic. Like this and the new stuff they've been doing with like Beartooth and stuff. They did stuff. They're on Sharp Tone Records now. They're one of those bands, and they haven't really done much because Sharp Tone. Like, there's a lot of like really good stuff coming out from that label. Um, their new album Dark Bloom is coming out October 14th, and you know they released like 5 singles already from the album. It's like crazy. Like, and there's some stuff that was like released. Like, I kind of thought they were gonna go like in an Architects kind of route because like none of y'all probably know this, but or you're not as familiar with Architects, but like if you, I'll give you a little background. Their guitarist passed away in 2016, and unlike We Came as Romans, which they went on without their passed on member, we just had the one guy sing. Um, this was a guitarist they lost, so they had someone to fill in. Like, and I thought that We Came as Romans had the potential to go kind of like what Architects did, which, um, contrary to what you think about Architects, like I do enjoy Architects. They're actually one of the better metalcore bands in the scene. Holy Hell is a great album. It was probably my favorite from 2018. Um, they proved that they can do it. I thought We Came as Romans had the potential to kind of do that with future material, like but like this stuff like Black Hole, like they have songs with like 0936, Brand of Sacrifice, those bands. You probably don't even know what those bands are all about. I'll give you a little bit of information. 0936 is, I think, a rapper or something that does like heavy metal or whatever. And Brand of Sacrifice is a deathcore band. You probably aren't into deathcore, but I've heard some of Brand of Sacrifice's stuff. There, again, deathcore is not really my thing, but like a lot of it just sounds the same, but a lot of it isn't bad. I'll just say that. And about this new We Came as Romans stuff, it just is kind of the same metalcore that's been over present in the metalcore market. Like we need bands like Thornhill, like Mood Ring, even though I don't think that Mood Ring is metalcore. We need bands like Northlane, Spirit Box, um, Architects, uh, Polaris to kind of mix things up a little bit. Loathe, that's another great band. Um, are you a fan of Obituary? Unfortunately, I'm not huge into like classic death metal, but Obituary, like a lot of stuff, I just think like I like one or two bands from, and the rest just kind of sounds similar to me. Like, not bad though. Definitely respect its place in history and stuff like that. But like Obituary, like if I gave them more of a chance, I'd probably like them. But like, yeah, classic death metal is the only death metal you listen to. Yeah, I just don't listen to death metal really as much. Like, um, I try to get into death. I probably will probably eventually get there, like get further and further into death, maybe because like death and Cynic as well. They kind of like Cynic is a solid band. That was with some members of Death, not Chuck, but like I think the drummer for Death was in Cynic or is in Cynic. No, not the drummer, the guitarist. Actually, the drummer too. I think. I'm not as familiar with the Death lineup. I know Chuck Schuldiner or whoever, and how he passed away and stuff like that. But I'm not into. I don't know the guitarist. I think was involved with Death, and he was in Cynic as well. But like, just I think he remember everything incorrectly, so forgive me about that. Um, but you're really like, I'm just not into death metal. I'd rather thrash metal. I would rather probably I would rather listen to like old school thrash than old school death metal. Also, some of the bands that with like gory lyrics and stuff like that. Not my style, really. Seeing the new Thor movie, I hope, because there's so much coming out. Top Gun, Lightyear, um, and the Thor one. But those three, like, I do have to see at some point. Also, note the new Jordan Peele one. Um, definitely something interesting. Like, it looks good. Like, so there's four movies that are coming out, and I hope I get to all of them because I know Lightyear is not doing great at the box office. It's kind of like a disappointment, but I do need to see Lightyear at some point because I am a Toy Story fan. I would like to see if it's any good or not. Trust me, Toy Story 2 was my first movie seen in the theater. But as I said in your stream, Zach D, uh, I commented and said Toy Story 2 was like the first movie I saw in theaters. So I feel obligated to see Lightyear to check it out. So yeah, I'd love to see that. Also, Top Gun because everybody's saying Top Gun is good. I don't want to be left out. And Thor, of course, because it's Marvel. You're not looking forward to anything in the fall or really the second half of the year. Not even Avatar, Way of the Water or whatever that movie's called. New Avatar movie. Uh, I don't know. Have you seen the first one, Zach D, the first Avatar movie? Um, or, yeah, you're not really much of an Avatar guy. Okay, that's interesting. That's something. Yeah, you have seen the first one. Okay, good. Actually, I'm gonna turn on the light here. See, that light has better light than the sun. Anyway, um, I should show you the CDs real quick. But I do want to. The funny thing is, I just want to keep talking about stuff. Like I have CDs here that I have not shown in this collection. Yeah, 2023 will be good for movies. I'm just gonna move back real quick. Let's look at the 2023 schedule this year. I know there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie coming out. Obviously, like there's a lot. I mean, seriously, June 2023. Look up that schedule because every weekend in June and July has something interesting coming out. Like, I'm going on Box Office Mojo right now. Like, there's gonna be like that Spider-Man animated thing. Um, there's another Transformers movie coming out. There's new Indiana Jones. There's new Mission Impossible. There's a new Christopher Nolan movie coming out. Oppenheimer. And I am a Christopher Nolan fan, so the only director where I'm like, oh, I have to check it out. Like, let's see the June 2023 schedule. The Flash. I'm pretty sure. Um, I don't really care about the Flash as much, or Madame Web, or whatever. Like, I have a feeling that there will be some movies on this list that'll get pushed back. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Madame Web, or whatever, will get pushed back, or some other movies will get pushed back. I'm betting Madame. Why do I keep saying Madame? Madam Web. Maybe it is Madame. I'm just saying. I'm assuming Madam Web will probably get pushed back to like October to be like Venom or whatever. Maybe. That's something that I see happening. And then there's the Marvels that are coming out. Um, yeah, new Indiana Jones movie definitely good. Yeah, I know there is a new Venom movie coming out because I know they've been saying, oh, it's confirmed. Venom, I'm not super big on anything in the Venom. I'm sorry, I'm just not. So don't want to just just make anybody feel down or anybody anything like that by saying that. But I'm not really into the Venom movies. Like I just don't really care. Like it's not even just that they're not rated R or anything. I just like you know, I guess I'm one of those guys. I feel dumb because you guys are saying, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a good movie. Like, yeah, I get that. Like, it's actually not that bad. All of you are saying, but I'm just like, you know, it could be better, to be honest. But I just don't really care. That's just basically what it chalks down to. Is that I don't really care as much about the Venom movies as much. So that's all you guys' stuff. You guys can go watch those movies and really like them. Also, new Aquaman coming out in March. New John Wick Chapter 4 coming out. Um, there's that Mario movie coming out in April of next year. If anybody's a Mario fan in the this little music review community or whatever, yeah, you hope we get the third Venom movie next year. It would probably be 2024 because 2018 was when the first Venom came out. Last year was when Carnage came out, and then I'm assuming October 2024, September 2024, something around there. Um, how would you feel if Spider-Man 4 with Toby Maguire got confirmed? That would be interesting. Um, like anything, if they continue it with Andrew Garfield, like yeah, that would be pretty. Because I did kind of low key a little bit. I remember I got Spider-Man 2 on DVD back when that came out on DVD in like '05 because I didn't go see PG-13 rated films in the theaters until I was like 10. That was Fantastic Four, and they just got it from me on DVD because I had a Spider-Man like obsession a little bit when I was like 8 or 9, ninth birthday. So that was roughly about 18 years ago. Like I was just like, I like Spider-Man. I just said that like I was sitting in the backyard. I like Spider-Man, and then the next day I see all this Spider-Man stuff come my way, like a Lego set. Like I think I got a Spider-Man figure or something like that. Yeah, you love the original trilogy. Yeah, it's good. Spider-Man 2 is the best, I think. Spider-Man 1 is a little bit cheesy, but it's good. Spider-Man 3, same thing. You recently picked up Spider-Man 2.1. I thought about picking that one up. Yeah, and I know what that is. Like, I see it. I'm like, what the heck is that? It's what you said, basically Spider-Man 2 with more scenes in it. So, that would be something that I would probably have to check out at some point along the line. Yeah. Um, More on Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man movies. Those two um, are pretty okay. Okay. Um, not nearly as bad as like a lot of people. They're interesting to say the least. I think the thing is they'll probably get more respect because now there's this No Way Home thing, and then like there's talk about them like doing a Spider-Man 4 with Toby Maguire, and then there's the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with freaking um, Andrew Garfield. So yeah, you spoiled it real good. Yeah, you spoiled your DVD collection video. Actually, like one title that's going to be in that. I don't know anything else. I'm assuming though that it's all just going to be Marvel movies, DC movies, maybe some other stuff, because that's your shtick, and that's good. Definitely, because Marvel's been doing a lot of good stuff. Like as you can see on the DVD pickups, I am more like I am a Disney guy, like animation guy, like so that's why I have like a bad guys and then turning red and stuff. Like I'm more into Disney than like DreamWorks and stuff like that. So or like any other company, Illumination and stuff. Like Illumination, I don't really like for the most part. Maybe they could get better though, but like um, all the other companies, but Disney and their companies, like them and Pixar, like those are my like hot spot when it comes to like those are my, like the highest level of honor for me when it comes to like animation. The only DreamWorks thing you like is Shrek. Yeah, the Bad Guys is good. You should probably check that out. That and like How to Train Your Dragon and stuff. Kung Fu Panda. There's a lot of solid stuff in DreamWorks. Granted, not as good as Disney, of course, but still good. There's still some underrated stuff. And, yeah, so and I'm assuming you think oh, there's a lot of Disney stuff. After all, MCU is Disney, so used to be Paramount, but like when Disney bought and Marvel and stuff and the Star Wars and stuff like that, and it came to Iron Man 2 were released by Paramount. And I even think Iron Man 3 actually had the Paramount logo, even though it was a Disney film at the beginning of it. Like it had the Paramount logo, and Avengers too. The first Avengers had the Paramount logo. Like if you go on Disney Plus, like and watch Avengers, you'll probably see it, or pop in the DVD. And you probably would. I know this because I was in the theater and I saw the Paramount logo in front of it because it was owned by Paramount. And I do kind of miss those times though when it was like Paramount owned Iron Man. Like, yeah, you've been a Marvel fan for years before. Like, I miss when it was like Fox had Marvel, um, their Marvel movies. It was like Paramount had theirs, like Columbia had theirs. I don't think Warner Brothers has ever made a Marvel movie. They probably won't because DC. They have DC. They've owned DC for years. Sorry. Um, and when Fox was actually called 20th Century Fox, because now it's under their Disney banner. Disney buying everything. I do kind of miss those times, though. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to show you guys the last six of the CDs that I have now that the sun's out of the way. This is another copy of Third Day Revelation. I already have Revelation, of course, had it for years, but the booklet was not in the best of condition. So I got one with a better booklet and a better disc too. Um, Here's the back. This is probably my favorite Christian contemporary album ever, probably, because it not only it got me into Christian. It got me into helped me get into music, rock music and stuff. Because this has rock, but it's just really good music. I think like Third Day just like really makes good music. Like if Kyle Keith is still in the chat, he should probably check this out. Third Day, like he probably has checked it out. I think, but like he should definitely go check this out. Revelation, definitely. Some very good stuff on here that would probably be up his alley. I think this might be in better condition too. I did. I didn't even use the disc that much because I just ripped it. I was ripping stuff onto my MP3 player back in the day, and so like this didn't get as much like car stereo time or like CD time. But like yes. So anyway, that's their day with their album Revelation, probably their best album. And then this weird Robert Vaughn thing that I picked up. Robert Vaughn and the Dead River Angels. This was one of those that was in um, this was the 99 cent gift bag thing. Yeah, you have checked out Third Day? Okay, good. So, yeah, you know the singles on it? Yeah. Um, yeah, when it comes to like the Christian, like more contemporary stuff, Third Day and Jars of Clay, like I do enjoy some of that stuff, but like my family really collects it. So like it's not really something that like I would collect personally. This is this was broken on this Robert Vaughn thing. Let's show you that. It's not something like when they have like Mercy Me CDs, for example, like Mercy Me and like all those bands and like Casting Crowns or whatever, Chris Tomlin, Phil Wickham, all those people. Like that's not really my scene, but I do still respect it. There's still some good stuff within um, that's music. Like it was better back in. I'll talk about this more when I get done. Um, Showing all the CDs up and trying to figure out how this goes. For a second. Like when I get done, I'll probably talk more about Christian music because like that is an underrated genre of music. And like he says, he's heard some Third Day stuff before, so that's cool. So yeah, it's Robert Vaughn. Now we're going really in left field here, which is good. Two Billy Joel albums. This one, Street Life Serenade. Yeah, I do like some Billy Joel. See, you can trust me. I am knowledgeable about older music. Billy Joel's definitely great though. Definitely check him out. You can probably. I don't know like if it's up Zach B's alley or not. Probably Kyle Keith's alley. I don't know, but is he like Peter Gabriel and stuff? Um, yeah. Billy Joel, Street Life Serenade. Yeah, I don't know. You grew up on Mercy Me, early Newsboys, and later discovered early Toby Mac. Yeah, Toby Mac was another one. And here's the other Billy Joel album. I picked up Turnstiles. Great. You know those things that you go in and like when you go to Disneyland, those are turnstiles. Reba is more my thing. Yeah, Reba. Actually, the next CD I have here is going to be a Reba. Actually, like I just binged on Reba last night. Like I was like, oh yeah, her 38 greatest hits or whatever. Like, yeah, um, like that song, the night the lights went out in Georgia. Like that's actually is a good song. Like I don't mind a little bit of country music. So like that's more my brother's thing. He's a country fan, so not just with Reba, but with a bunch of stuff. I don't even think Reba's one of his favorites, but like no shade to him, obviously not. He did pick up some country albums though. I have two more left, and then we'll get to talking about stuff. Um, so the next one is not a Reba album. This one is Shiny Toy Guns with We Are Pilots. Lesser known band. Did you hear this album? It's actually pretty good. There we go. This is bad. Country is probably your least favorite genre ever, especially modern country. Uh, yeah, that's understandable. There's a lot of people out there that don't like country music because it sounds like twangy or whatever. Um, yeah, shiny toy guns. Yeah, because like there is good stuff in country. Like I don't hate country as a genre. It's definitely not my least favorite genre. I don't think I have a least favorite, to be honest with you. Even though this collection here is full of rock and metal, I don't have a hatred towards country. Yeah, you think it's horrible. Like, yeah, if you're talking about like bro country and stuff and modern country, that kind of and the wedding songs and all that stuff, yeah, it's very samey, very just like. But if you like listen to the old stuff and like even some of the 2000s stuff, even like that's what I was listening to and like and stuff when I was a kid because my family was listening to it. So like I'm kind of nostalgic for it. So and I do know that you listened to Johnny Cash before, so yeah, Johnny Cash is good. I'm just gonna show you this. Actually, the list. So we'll talk more about music. Angels and Airwaves. When we don't need to whisper. This was another one that I showed because they do four of them, and so I've actually never owned an Angels and Airwaves album before. So I don't have a Blink 182 album, but I have Angels and Airwaves. That's weird. My brother has some Blink 182, so that's fine. Yeah. So that's all my CDs that I got. No Reba, no Reba in that collection. So I'm just gonna set these somewhere. Actually, I'm just gonna set them in the target bag. We'll talk more a little bit more, and then I'll probably have to cut off the stream because you know, um, yeah, you're not into rap either. I'm yeah, like rap isn't like super my thing either. Like I had a phase in like '05 because my friends thought rap was cool or whatever. I thought rap was cool, but like there's some old school like with a lot of things, old school like rap or whatever is like pretty solid. Like if you hear like Notorious B.I.G. stuff like that, some of Tupac's stuff, like the earlier rap was great. That scene was great. Even some modern stuff, Kendrick Lamar, I heard is pretty good. I did not listen to his new album though. Um, yeah, Linkin Park and Korn definitely do have. I don't remember Korn having rapping, but there were rappers that were in Korn songs. Ice Cube. There was some Nas. He was on one of the Korn songs that they did. I don't remember who else was. I remember Ice Cube and Nas, but I don't remember anything. Uh, I know there were definitely some. I don't remember. I know Fred Durst was on one of like All in the Family. That song has aged well. Sarcasm. That song has aged like milk. It is terrible, but Korn isn't terrible. I think, and it's not even just because of Fred Durst that All in the Family is bad. It's just bad. Lyrics are bad. Used to say country that was your third favorite, but I think it was mainly because my dad is into country. So yeah, I need to be honest with myself about it. Like I do have respect for the genre. Like there is some good stuff within country. Like Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, those are good. Like those are solid groups or whatever. Like my brother knows a lot more about country music though, so he'll like he's into stuff like Dirk Bentley and stuff like that. Gary Allen, um, Rascal Flats, even like Rascal Flats was in a band that was to a ton. And when like I was younger, Rascal Flats and Keith Urban. Um, my dad was really into Brad Paisley and stuff, and Eagles, which Eagles wasn't even just country; they were rock. Like I remember he bought Long Road Out of Eden. That's a great album, I think. Waiting in the Weeds. Check out that song. That song's good. Um, yeah, like there was a lot of stuff we had back then. Little Big Town, um, Tim McGraw had some good stuff in. Like I kind of like neo traditional country a lot. Like that's you get to see like their side of the world and stuff. Yeah, your dad grew up with stuff like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and yes, listen, my dad did not grow up with any of those bands, but I just kind of found them out on my own. You know, and like I've heard Iron Man, the song, a lot, and so Led Zeppelin. I don't really know if that like my dad liked Led Zeppelin or not. I know that they were influential in rock, so I just decided to pick it up. And I don't know if he was into Yes or not either. I do know my dad liked Billy Joel and Neil Diamond, and he had a James Taylor album, which is my course. I took some of his albums when he passed away, and so yeah, like he was into country as well. Like that's why I'm not very like harsh on country because I grew up with it a little bit, like, and I still do like enjoy those stuff, all the stuff that I heard because like it was in my childhood. It reminded me of a more simple time. Um, Diamond Rio was another band in country that my dad liked a lot. He had their greatest hits albums, and we listened to those on car rides and stuff. Josh Turner, Kenny Chesney, all of them. Um, Lone Star, even though Lone Star is like isn't fantastic or whatever. Like, um, my mom was more into like bands like uh, artists like Keith Urban and stuff, and Rascal Flats and stuff like that. There's this band named Daisy that she really liked. That um, was kind of like the female equivalent to Rascal Flats. So we had one of their albums. Sugarland is another band. Toby Keith. Those are like legit hit makers. Toby Keith, for sure. I don't know about Sugarland. They had a couple. Um, Toby Keith is like legit in the older stuff, like and Carrie Underwood too. Even though Carrie Underwood is country pop, and requires real instruments. Oh wait, real instruments. Because just because it doesn't have real instruments doesn't make it bad. Like if it's pop, like again, I don't have as much of an issue with pop. Like especially older because older is kind of just more my thing. Like newer stuff, like I'm not as cultured in. I think that's appropriate to say. I'm just not as cultured with it. I would say that about country, but since my brother is a country fanatic, and he'll talk about like the new stuff, like and he'll rat on people like Parma Lee a lot. Parma Lee's a band in country that he doesn't like, and people like I don't know Walker Hayes or something. Then just whatever. Yeah, there's some decent pop music out there. There definitely is. You know, it's not all just like I whip my hair back and forth or like TikTok or whatever, or like Seven Rings or something stupid like that. It's not all just like that. It's all there's some good stuff in there. Like People just saying Harry Styles is pretty good. I'm not huge into Harry Styles, but I just know a lot of people like his stuff. Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa had some good. Break My Heart is not actually not that bad of a song. Like, if you want something good and like the older pop was great, like Michael Jackson and all those guys, George Michael, even stuff from like Madonna and stuff, even all those new wave bands as well, or in the '80s were good. But in stuff that does try to keep with that is also pretty good. Like people say Bruno Mars is pretty good. He hasn't released an album in a long time. Come to think about it, as he probably will someday. You know what's crazy though? It's like anytime I go to Target, it's always just like K-pop stuff. Like that's what it was like today when I went to two Targets. It was just BTS and all these other groups I don't even know about. I'm just not familiar with them, so whatever. Like, and back on country, like my brother will literally talk about like how bad some stuff is, and he will talk about some good stuff as well. Don't think that it's all just about the negativity. He'll talk about good stuff, like Luke Combs and like Cody Johnson and stuff. He'll talk about how good those are because he thinks those are really good. He just got a Cody Johnson thing um, today. He picked up a new Miranda Lambert album and stuff. So yeah, Rob Thomas I kind of grew up with since my mom liked it. I think he's all right. I don't know if you want to call him pop music though. Matchbox 20. Um, yeah, Matchbox 20 is actually rock. Rob Thomas is, I would think, adult contemporary though. The only thing I really remember from his solo career is Little Wonders, that song that was in Meet the Robinsons, because he did a song for that. And when we've been going to Disneyland, we were talking about Disneyland earlier. Um, my sister will usually do a Disneyland playlist, and then Little Wonders is on that playlist. Also, Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. But that song I've heard so much. Little Wonders, not really. I like Little Wonders as a song. I think it's good. Meet the Robinsons is okay, but yeah, you didn't know that he had a song in the movie. Pretty good. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, he did. They're better than the Disney Channel stars, like having like Jonas Brothers was in it or something. And now they're back with like Happiness because of whatever that album was called. Whatever. I think they did Year 3000 for that. Like I remember this stuff because my sister was into Jonas Brothers and all that stuff. So we were watching Disney Channel all the time. I think they even play. They might have played Little Wonders, the music video, for that on during their commercial breaks. I know they played Rascal Flats from Cars, but um, yeah, I do remember this. I have a good memory, so yeah, yeah. There's a lot of good music out there. It's just not like. And one thing you'll probably know about me is that I'm more like accepting of other styles of music. I'm not like a typical metalhead or a rock music lover. It's like anything pop sucks. I'm not like that at all. Like there's stuff in rap, like the trap rap stuff that is just like so generic that I don't like. There's stuff in pop music I don't like. There's stuff country rap whatever. But the stuff that I've hated the most has honestly been in rock. Even though rock and metal are my two favorite genres, I gotta be honest um, and say that because when you got to think about stuff like Kid Rock, Ted Nugent, Five Finger Death Punch, um, Yeah, there's stuff like I Prevail, Trapped, Marilyn Manson, um, Attila. I don't hate Cannibal Corpse really, but there's other stuff. Escape the Fate, because it's just like I think because we're fans of it, we just hate it more. If you were a bigger fan of pop music, you'd probably hate it a lot more. But like if you had in mind and weren't just elitist towards one genre, like so yeah. I don't even hate Skillet. Like a lot of people would say Skillet's one of those bands that's just like hateful or whatever. Like I don't even hate Skillet that much. I'm just like I had a, they were part of a Christian rock thing or whatever. Like so that's something interesting. So yeah, so if you say there's something in metal, there's things in metal you dislike and things in rock, totally understandable. Favorite Dream Theater album? Probably Octavarian, either that or Awake, probably. I'm more casual into Dream Theater, so I do. Listen, so there's a good song on Octavarium that I like. I've listened to Dream Theater's discography before. I like it. Their new one, A View from Top of the World, that was good. I do want to buy that. I'm trying my hardest to buy that. Not to disappoint all you people out there who think, "Oh, why didn't you buy it?" These Walls, that song is good. That song is very good. It's probably my favorite Dream Theater song. Dream Theater, everything I've heard has been pretty good. Even okay, maybe not. The Astonishing wasn't very good in my opinion, but everything else pretty solid. Like even especially like Images of Words and like their stuff. And progressive metal, like I definitely like progressive metal and stuff. Like and so, the older stuff, good. As well, definitely paved the way for a lot of stuff. Progressive rock. Um, like modern progressive, I starting to feel is kind of getting a little bit like metalcore, where it's just the same thing over and over with the riff patterns and stuff. Call it if you know if you're gonna call it progressive, actually make it progressive, not just use the same things over and over. You know the bands that were forming earlier were more innovative than the bands that are now. Yeah, there's a couple of really good bands in progressive metal now, like Vola. That band's good. Wheel, Sewing. Those bands are doing things right. Yeah, Wick is your second favorite. Images of Words is your favorite. Good. Yeah, like between the buried and me, they're mostly just metal. I do need to check out Between the Buried and Me a lot more. I've never really done that as much. I don't know, I've just not been into Between the Buried and Me. Like progressive metal core. There's good stuff in progressive metalcore. Like I think like I would gravitate towards modern progressive metalcore than modern progressive metal because like one I like the grooves a little bit better, but even in progressive metal, it's all starting to sound a little bit similar. Like that. I think if you put a little bit of new metal into it, then it starts to really like pique my interest a little bit more because new metal has a lot of good grooves and stuff. That's why I like new metal because not everything in new metal is great. Not everything. There's still some trash in new metal. Um, but um, yeah, I just like groove and stuff. Like the problem with metal bands today is they all have to use scream vocals for some reason. I do like harsh vocals, but I'd like to see more bands use more melody and sing too. That actually is not a problem with me. Like a lot of bands, they can use the harshness, the harsh vocals, like extremely to their benefit or whatever. Like, but a lot of the time I've been noticing in metalcore bands because I do get a lot of them on my release radar. Like a lot of them, it's just like to be exactly like a band like a Mirror, or like a band like one of the bad ones in the, or like there's just a North Lane clone or an Architect's clone or something. So like Northlane is actually unique. They're one of the bands that's unique because they're doing a lot of different stuff. You know, like Loathe and Thornhill, they're doing taking it more into a Deftones esque kind of thing. Thornhill with a lot of like theatrical elements. In some songs, not every song has it, but like it's great. Thornhill's great. Um, I don't know. Sleep Token solid. Like I don't know if they're metalcore. I can't really define them, but yeah, they're great. Um, Holding Absence is another underrated band. It's kind of emo-ish. They're not progressive metalcore. They're kind of in the emo persuasion. Very emotional music. Very emotive. Very like you believe everything. They care about their material. You know, I'm not saying that I'm guaranteeing that you will love every single thing that I recommend, but like I'm just saying what I think of it. And I personally think there's a lot of good. Spirit Box, you know, they're trying like I know you don't like Spirit Box Saki as much. You think they're overrated and stuff like that. But I personally I'm more into the progressive metalcore. They're doing something different. They're making stuff that actually feels like it has life to it. You know. Like with these three new songs that they released, they're going in a different direction, but it's still them and it still works well. The vocalist is good. You know, even when she's doing the harsh vocals and stuff, it's good. You know, like in Eternal Blue, there's not a weak song on that album. I think, to be honest with you, like Spirit Box, I think are actually okay. No, that's good. But maybe someday there'll be something that you think is good in it. Like I'm not guaranteeing you'll like everything. Like they're not like a Starset kind of band or whatever. Like you would like Starset or whatever, but like you'll probably think it's something whatever. Like maybe if you do another review of the album, or like if they release another album, or if you review the three singles or whatever. Like I know MJ Nation's reviewed. This he usually reviews a lot of stuff, but or you'll do a video similar to the We Came as Romans and stuff, and say what do I think of these, and this is what I think about it and stuff. Like because I personally think that EP was strong, very strong. You know, Spirit Box, like definitely good. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I would talk about more, but we've been going for 2 minutes, 2 hours and 21 minutes. So I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna go have pizza and cake. This is my birthday, obviously. Subtitle. So that's pretty much it. So feel free to comment anything else in the comments section down below, and I will probably try to respond to you. I might do a stream after I do Disneyland or whatever. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, cool stream, man. Definitely enjoy your night, Tech D Productions. And I'm gonna be out of here. So yeah, leave any if you want to talk about anything else. Anybody who watches this after its backlog, there's the comment section down below. This is Scamper Wolf signing out. Take care.